is Joshua Paul. I'm a glassblower and a business owner. I moved to St. Pete in 2002. I took a glassblowing workshop from world-renowned flame worker. His name's Robert Mickelson. And I met Dave at that workshop. Dave was his studio assistant.
My name is David Walker. I'm a co-owner and artist here at Zen Glass Studios, and I've been blowing glass for a little over 20 years. I found glass blowing just as a job to put myself through college. I was going to school for marine science over on the East Coast. I started working as a job kind of right off the bat, and within a very short period of time was producing professional work. Josh and I had actually met back when I was apprenticing with Robert Mickelson. We used to do workshops, and it was this very small glassblowing community back then, and we were one of the few places that you could go to learn.
And so it just felt like he was part of what I was interested in. He was working out of his garage and I was working out of my garage. We're like, let's look for a space to melt, you know, let's find a place where we can be creative. There wasn't much of a business thing that we planned for. We just were looking for a space to do our artwork.
I met Dave and Josh when I came here for the first time. I thought that it was a really cool thing. I'd always wanted to try blowing glass. I did the beginner's course, and then I bought all the tools and materials to set up a studio at home in my garage. And eventually I quit my day job so that I could come work here. So, process of making a piece. First, you have to pick out the color that you want to use. And as far as colors, there are so many options. Once I have my color selected, then I turn on my torch. Generally, you want to get the torch adjusted to a very neutral flame. Then I get the glass in the flame and I start to heat it up, and I melt the glass until it forms a little ball. It'll start to gather up on its own as it heats up. To make a heart pendant, I would smush my little ball, flatten it out, and then I use my knife to carve a little indentation into it. I go and heat each side of the heart pendant, let the side get nice and hot and kind of drip. That way I get a nice rounded, bubbly heart. And then I hang the piece upside down, get it hot and let it drip. And that's how it makes the cute little point.
Josh and Dave have brought in a whole other segment to the community that I don't think would really be reached any other way. They are hitting a younger demographic, which is very, very necessary in the arts. Because if people aren't growing up with the arts, they won't appreciate it later on. They bring a vitality, they bring a newness to the art world here, and they're very energetic. They're always doing some kind of programming and bringing in some great artists from all over the United States.
Their impact is strong in our community. They generally always available for a lot of things. They're both very personable, they're leaders. I see them in certain events at times, and they're very hardworking gentlemen. They have a very successful business that started not as strong, and now it's just one of the best in the area for sure.
I came to St. Petersburg and found an already vibrant, nurturing art community. Even back before the really revitalization of downtown had even really started, there was still a lot of artists here. Back then it was a fun, easy place to live and work, and so the creative spirit was here. So that obviously impacted us. You know, it makes other artists want to be here. It's a fun place to create and bounce ideas. So, you know, we moved here and quickly we're kind of assimilated into this arts community, and have been active participants ever since. You know, we've been trying to build it and do it through building our business and making our connections and just trying to build this art scene. You know, it's all a cumulative effort.
We have an army of tens of thousands of people who have never done glassblowing before. Give it a shot and are spreading the gospel of Zen glass from coast to coast, even overseas. It's momentum. It's, you know, it's really, it's on its own. You know, once Dave and I had got this thing started, it definitely has a lot of momentum of its own. I feel that there's so much opportunity in what we do here, which is offering experiences that people will never forget.